The governor is asking us all to cut back on our water use. Thanks so much for being here at 6 a.m., everyone. I'm Eric Connert.
And I'm Netta Ramport. Now, the state is threatening mandatory restrictions for everybody, and a vote on this could come today. CBS 8's Chris Groh joining us live now with what this means for us here in San Diego. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning, and for those of you waking up this morning, you may want to start conserving that water now, especially with some of the tips that the state is putting out, because we heard from Governor Gavin Newsom yesterday in speaking to the water board, the state water agencies yesterday, saying that there could potentially become even more water restrictions. But what they're going to be doing today is actually going ahead and voting on some smaller restrictions, that being the state water board, like banning the watering of decorative turf and other restrictions on local agencies. Now, normally we see more snow and rainfall from January to March, but this year was one of the driest periods in at least a century. According to the Associated Press, water use went up 19% in the month of March, and with that, the governor is trying to see, again, if there are other ways, like some of these restrictions that we are seeing, to help conserve water. Now, we also wanted to bring up this issue here locally. How are we doing with our water supply? And we actually spoke with the GM of Valley Center Municipal Water District, and he says, despite the warning that we're hearing from Sacramento, San Diego County does not have a water shortage.
That's just not fair to regions like San Diego that have made the investments and have the water supply security they have compared to other areas that haven't made those investments.
And look, there are a number of things that you can do, as I pointed out, like taking shorter showers. You can use the broom instead of the hose when cleaning up things outside, like your patio or driveway. There are a host of tips that you can access by going to our website, cbs8.com, and just click on that story link. Eric and Netta.
We can all do a little part to help out with that. Thank you very much, Chris Groh. This morning, San Diego gas prices at another record. As you see right there, gas prices rose 0.3 cents overnight. Today's price per gallon in San Diego, $6.03 when you round it up. So this is the fourth record price in the past 6 days. Now, this morning, the White House considering an emergency declaration to help with diesel fuel prices. The plan would allow President Biden to release fuel from a federal oil reserve. Coming up on CBS Mornings, how the move would help you by lowering the increase in transportation costs being passed on by producers.
Today, both the city of San Diego and the county are looking at abortion rights in our area. The city council will vote on whether or not San Diego will become a safe haven for abortions, and the county board of supervisors will meet to assess reproductive health care. This comes as state lawmakers are looking to make California a sanctuary for women seeking abortions if the Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. The state assembly just voted to protect California abortion providers and volunteers against penalties from Texas, since that state allows people to sue abortion providers if a heartbeat is detected. This morning, county leaders are considering new tools to help fight homelessness in San Diego. The Board of Supervisors will vote on Governor Newsom's Care Court proposal. That plan would have county civil courts order treatment and housing plans for homeless individuals. Supervisors are also set to vote on more funding to address youth homelessness. They will decide whether to make $10 million in grants available to open shelters in the 18 incorporated cities. Today, San Diego Unified will discuss postponing their COVID vaccine mandate. Right now, it is set to take effect by the start of next school year. Under the current plan, students 16 and older would need to be vaccinated to attend in-person classes and for extracurricular activities, while district officials are considering pushing back the mandate until at least July of next year to align with a planned statewide requirement. This morning, the U.S. is working on releasing monkeypox vaccines from the national stockpile amid a global outbreak in cases.
Right now, there's only one confirmed case here in the U.S. Amy Kiley has a closer look at why health experts say you do not need to panic.
As surveillance expands, we expect that more cases will be seen.
Monkeypox is showing up in the U.S. and other countries. It causes lesions like these, rashes, swollen lymph nodes, and fevers. Experts say doctors need to know if a patient has those symptoms, but here's the good news.
We have already worked to procure the fruits of science, if I may, the vaccines that are effective against this virus. We have sufficient amounts of them.
The U.S. is releasing monkeypox vaccine from its stockpile and getting it to people at high risk of infection. The WHO says smallpox vaccination also helps protect against it.
people who are infected with monkeypox recover within 2 to 4 weeks without specific treatment.
Health officials say don't worry about this becoming the next pandemic. Monkeypox spreads through very close contact, not through the air.
Anyone who has direct contact with the skin lesions and anyone who has had direct contact through sex with the skin lesions, again, someone who's been infected, is at risk.
Health officials say contact tracing and surveillance should help contain the disease.
I think we'll have this under control in the next week or so.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Well, today the San Diego City Council will consider a new set of rules for scooters and other rideshare devices. Under the proposed rules, operations would have to switch to a new system that would only allow a select few companies in town. It would also place a cap on the number of scooters. Now, the director of the city's mobility department says no more than 8,000 scooters would be out at a time here across San Diego, and there would be 4 operators total. The rules would also require all of those scooters to be left in designated corrals.
Today, a seasonal closure of Point La Jolla and Boomer Beach for sea lion pupping season is up for review by San Diego City Council. Last summer, the city ordered an emergency closure because of a rise in human encounters with the sea lions. The California Coastal Commission recently approved a 6-month seasonal closure. It's expected to run from May 1st through October 31st over the next 7 years. That's what happens when we get too close to our wildlife.
Yeah, you could look at them from afar.
Yes.
You can certainly hear them from afar.
Right.
Zoom in on your camera.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to get that close. We always talk about, you can enjoy wildlife from far, and we're the ones in their territory. It's 6:07 on our Tuesday morning. We're starting off the day with clouds overhead. No big surprise. This is a very similar pattern to what we saw over the course of the last several days. The good news on hand, if you maybe are not the biggest fan of the overcast skies that have started off most of our last several mornings, at least through the month of May, is that as we head inland, we're expecting that sunshine to prevail relatively quickly. So we do have partly cloudy skies expected really into the next several hours. Low 80s in the forecast by the afternoon, upper 70s across the mountains, upper 60s along the coastline. The coast is where we're going to run into the biggest problem because we probably will hold on to those stubborn clouds in many spots of the county map, at least along the immediate coast. That means some of us will see sunshine prevail, others will hang on to that cloud cover a little bit longer. Inland is where we have that higher confidence of sunshine being in the forecast a lot quicker. So here's what infrared has shown us over the last several hours. Number one, that cloud layer is not pushing farther east. In fact, if anything, it's pulling back just a little bit. That's because of offshore flow starting to push those clouds farther off over the ocean. So this is a good sign for those of you who want to have that sun in the forecast a little bit quicker into the day. But we do also have, in turn, some cooler temperatures across your inland valleys. Alpine right now at 50, 48 in Ramona, 53 in Poway, and 57 in Del Mar right now. Bring the jacket with you, and then by the afternoon should be able to take that off inland. Along the coast, you might want to keep that on with upper 60s as your forecast high temperatures and the possibility of those clouds sticking around. Let's talk about what's going on in traffic this morning. It is 6:09 on the clock right now, and we want to take you first off to the big general map. This one shows that there are no major crashes or collisions according to CHP. We're doing okay out there. Slightly slower speeds on the Coronado Bridge, but I do want to take you to what is going to end up being probably some slower speeds on the 5 northbound. So this is because beginning at 10 p.m. tonight through 5 a.m. tomorrow, all of those northbound lanes on the 5 freeway from Carlsbad Village Drive to the 78 will be closed. So important to keep in mind, you're going to be rerouted off on the Carlsbad Village Drive exit. You're going to be rerouted on the 78 to head back farther north on the 5. That's going to, again, take place from 10 p.m. tonight on Tuesday through 5 a.m. on Wednesday. All of those northbound lanes will be shut down. So just giving you that reminder, if you're going through that morning or late night commute tonight or tomorrow morning, that you're going to have to be rerouted for that time frame. I'll send things back to you guys for now.